Only problem is like my friend that I mostly been playing this with. He plays Zeta, and she just destroys everybody. Zeta's broken as hell.
Okay, I have heard that Zeta is pretty strong on the tier list, or like
Hmm.
pretty broken. Well, I've seen people complain about mostly Seox and Zeta.
Seox is annoying. I want him out of the game.
Yeah, Seox, Zeta, and like Nier, I think. And that other guy, Grimnir, I think is his name.
Grimnir, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like those people like the highest, I guess. But I haven't actually fought a Nier or a Zeta actually. I have fought a Grimnir. I almost won, but it was my first time fighting him, so I really didn't know what to look out for. And yeah, it was just, I don't know. That's all I could really say. Like it was just, I didn't really know what to look out for because I never fought one. Ooh, okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, also what I was gonna say is what was I gonna say? Yeah, like I really like this game. You know, I liked it when I played it in the beta. Like it's a good game. But I don't know. I feel like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I feel like what's like one thing that's keeping me from getting the game right now is oh my god, is I feel like, okay, first off, yeah, it's expensive, you know,
Mm.
especially for someone that has bought the legendary edition of the previous version of the game, when I thought that was kind of overpriced. And I feel like the fact that there's a free version is cool for people that want to try it out, you know, because you can basically do almost everything. And I like that the data transfers over if you want to upgrade to standard version. That's pretty cool. So like I do appreciate that they did that. But yeah, it's still expensive to me. And one thing that I also feel like is I kind of realized that I feel like if I do get this game, I'm not really gonna have anyone to play with.
I mean, this is basically all I've been playing for like the past, since release, pretty much.
See, like you say that, but like I
Like, I'm gonna
feel
be
like
real with you.
uh
I have not had any interest in any other fighting games right now.
uh
That's crazy. Because I've just been enjoying this one too much. Like, trying to think. Let's see. What was the last fighting game I played? 1 second. Mortal Kombat 1, which was like maybe a week and some change ago.
mhm.
And like, the only one that I would, I guess, also consider playing is,
Street Fighter
yeah, Street Fighter on like occasions.
and Tekken 8, if when it comes out.
Yeah, but even then, it's like that's like $70 for, you know, like when I played the demo, it feels like you kill people in like one combo.
Tekken 8.
Yeah, I like did one combo and the enemy was dead. I'm like, all right, well, that was fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's I still haven't tried the demo actually.
That's crazy. I'm behind you.
Yeah.
You bring a valid point, and also considering the fact that, you know, fighting games are just kind of in like a everybody jumps to one, then to another, then to another recently. I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. That's the thing too. I do feel like I've been hearing almost nothing but good things about this game so far. And that's awesome. But I also feel like it's like I don't want to jinx it or like prey on the downfall of this game, but I do kind of think that it's gonna die pretty quick, or not necessarily like die, like people aren't gonna play it, but I feel like right now it's popping because it just came out, but like Tekken's right on the horizon, and I feel like once Tekken 8 comes out, like it's the people that are playing this game are definitely gonna be switching over for sure, or like at least like this. It's right now it's the fighting game that's popping right now because it just came out. It's you know really good looking. Like it was already a good game. That's the thing. That's kind of like my issue with it is that it was already a good game before, and there's no like consolidation or like there's no like I guess there's nothing given for the people that were already supporting it, and like you know were already basically bought the game like when you could, like all the DLC and stuff, because I feel like it's a great game, but it's still kind of like already it's still kind of the same game to me. So but yeah, I do feel like, you know, once Tekken 8 comes out, I see a lot of people like kind of dipping, and not because the game is bad, but just because I just feel like, you know, in terms of like people that really play fighting games and stuff, like I just feel like it's you know, it can only last so long, I guess. Like I feel like before, like there was no reason for people to stop playing it before, you know? Like it was still a good game, but it's like that just happens. Like as fighting games die eventually.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the same thing that happened with DNF Duel. Like I feel like they I don't know.
No, sorry.
Like I feel like, I mean, I guess there's like a few other kind of like factors with that game that came into play, but I feel like the game came out, people were talking about it, and like, you know, afterwards it just died out, you know, and it's like it's not like the game drastically like changed, you know, or like I guess I don't know. Like there wasn't a specific reason people like should have stopped playing it, but they did. And
You're talking about DNF, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, I think people stopped playing DNF because it took like what 8 months for them to get one DLC character. So
yeah,
people were just kind of getting tired of the same thing on repeat.
I mean that's fair, but I also feel like I don't know, like I feel like there's other reasons, just because like I don't think like if the game was like really good, that you know that would have necessarily mattered, I guess. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if this game took 8 characters for a DLC, like do you think people would just stop playing it like as fast?
Yeah, because the thing about fighting game players is you need to have something that draws you to want to keep playing it. Like Street Fighter has, like, you know, it's history. Mortal Kombat has a history. This one, you know, with the first game, it's like nobody really knew what Granblue was, so it was just kind of like alright, I guess I'll try it out.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like with this game though, like if okay, let's say DLC doesn't come out for this game for like 8 months. I feel like this game is still a better game to like stand on its own, to where more people would still play it than DNF Duel. I think DNF what made it like what made people stop playing it wasn't just the fact that like there was no DLC for a while, also because like there's no real communication from the devs, and also just like it came out around the same time of Evo and like so many other fighting games. Like it came out around Evo time, but it wasn't a game for Evo, so it was kind of like really weird like time to come out. Like people, it's like, why would people play your game when, you know, Evo is around the corner? And it's like, I don't know, I feel like I don't know, it's just kind of like there's no real reason to play it when Evo is here and your game's not even there. So, and I think also like, I don't know why, but I feel like there just wasn't really any like tournament presence for DNF. And I think that comes from the fact that like the competitive integrity of the game just was kind of not necessarily, I guess, all the way there. I mean, it is a competitive game, but I feel like people know how bullshit the game is to where like they probably wouldn't want to play it competitively, you know? But this game I feel like is a lot more like balanced, I guess you could say. Or like, not to say that DNF wasn't balanced, but it was just very like BS, you know? And like I feel like every time we play, even casually, I feel like it's like, it just always feels weird to me. Like there's no air block, and it just feels weird, you know? So I feel like I wouldn't want to play that game competitively. And like, yeah, I could see why it died, because like it looks cool and everything, but I think if for fighting games, like I was listening to someone speak about fighting games and stuff, and how like fighting games that are meant to be competitive, like they also kind of have this, it's like most of the time they last longer and they're just better games overall as compared to like an anime game that's like not necessarily meant to be competitive. But like when they're meant to be competitive, they also have this problem of like the competitive integrity sort of holds the balance of like if people will still play it over time, or like once the competitive integrity is like sort of not there or skewered, it does like make people not want to play it as much, you know? Whereas I feel like or like as in comparison to like an anime game where it was never really meant to be competitive, it's like people are gonna just play it regardless of like who's the top tier and stuff like that, you know? Like I feel like I see a lot of people not like Dragon Ball FighterZ as much because of how the game has kind of changed in terms of the balance for it. But to me, like in my eyes, that game is still like one of the best games ever made, you know? And yeah, I never really thought about it, but yeah, like I think the reason why Street Fighter in my eyes has kind of like always been such like a mainstay for fighting games is cause like I feel like they do really try to like have that balance, you know? And like make it to where like, or they really, I think they try the hardest to make the most balanced like fighting game. And I think with Street Fighter 6, like I think that game is like, now that I actually have the game, I think it is like kind of fantastic from just like the balance side of things. Like I feel like no character in the game seems like unviable, you know? Because like I'll see people like talk about tier lists and stuff, and like honestly, I feel like every character is good. And I think the reason why is because like the system mechanics themselves are just so good, you know? To where like I think any character can do pretty good and win. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, that's just something I've been thinking about. But yeah. So I think this game has like more competitive integrity, which I think goes into the reason to play it as opposed to DNF did. And I think that's why it would ultimately like last more than DNF, but But yeah, so I still think that because it came out like so close to Tekken 8, which I think is just overall gonna be a bigger fighting game than this game because it's Tekken. I feel like after this game, or after a while, like, well, pretty soon I should say, this game, like, no one's gonna be playing this. Well, not no one, but the people that I know, which already wouldn't play this game with me, aside from you, are probably just gonna like not be playing this anyway. And I'm like, bruh, like I don't know. That just makes me not want to buy it as soon, you know. But I do want to get it eventually, for sure.
Well, with this game, I mean, well, I guess to start with, the first Granblue game was very basic and raw, and people didn't really like that. Like, there was, you know, it was basically just do your auto combo, that's pretty much it. This one, you know, it's been expanded on. I think that's what DNF is going to need, is just like a DNF 2 to expand on the mechanics. Or an update. Mess that up.
Oh, fuck me. Is that combo? It does. Wow.
Like, I feel like this game has a potential for a really strong life. I mean, hell, the DLC release calendar list already got revealed pretty much. It's one in January, one in February, skip March and April, then May, June, skip July, and then August, skip July, August, and September, October.
No, they're skipping March, but it's April, May, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, you know, the DLC, like, it's nearly monthly, except for like skip 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like,
the content is lined up, which is nice. Unlike Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, where we're still waiting for 2 characters that we don't care about.
Yeah. Well, Akuma though, I mean,
like, Akuma's cool, but like, you know, I like new characters.
yeah. I definitely don't
Akuma's
care about
basically
Ed.
just a Shoto.
Yeah. I see that, yeah. I definitely do, like, I honestly am really interested in how they're gonna do Akuma.